Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're with us this morning. I have a special guest here you're really going to enjoy. But first, let's take a look at our weather brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard and his hard-working crew taking care of our everyday comfort needs. High today, 65, low 44. Similar to yesterday, water temperature is up at about 59 degrees. That's a pretty strong increase in a 2-week period, about 4 degrees really, jumping up 4 degrees. Take a look at our river region brought to us by Panama City Coca-Cola. Good folks down here at Coca-Cola. We're looking at the Apalachicola Brunstown, 13.3. It's sort of leveled off. It's been like a little yo-yo the last couple of days. It's going to level off as we get into the middle of the week. Now take a look at the Choctawhatchee Caryville. Folks, it's high. This morning it's reading 11.4 and it's staying pretty high. Hopefully it's going to start going down for a couple of days. We don't know exactly what it's going to do Saturday, but long range call is for some rain coming in Saturday, so it may stay pretty high. So be aware of that. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. We're looking at good, strong tides. The low tide this morning at 5:54, right around now, and it's going to start coming in. It's going to be coming in strong. And there's some good fishing going on now, some sight fishing. The highs are going to be tonight about 7:05. The wind will be coming north and northeast at about 8, so not a real strong wind today, but a good day to get out. A good day to get out if you get a chance. We're going to take a break, come back with our special guest. Okay, welcome back, and welcome to our guest this morning, Dennis Urell. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors.
Thank you, Winston. It's been a pleasure, or it is a pleasure, and I've been wanting to finally get here for a couple of years, and I'm glad to be here.
Let me tell you how we got sort of hooked up and started knowing each other. He was sending me pictures, and if you remember over the years, I made some fine fish, and it didn't take me long to realize what a good fisherman Dennis was. So we've talked off and on and said, you got to come on the show. Well, finally, we'll get together and get him on the show. So we're glad to have you. So tell the folks a little bit about your background, how you ended up here and all.
Well, actually, I'm here due to being a military guy. I came to Tyndall about 33 years ago. Did not like Panama City at all. I asked the driver, when was I going to get to the city? And we fell out on the way to Tyndall. Over the course of the years, I'm still here, so it's home now.
You don't like it.
It grows on you.
Are you originally from Cincinnati?
I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio.
And you were telling me in the Air Force you got to do a lot of traveling.
Yes, I've been on 6 of the 7 continents. I can't name the countries, many of them, and I've fished so many places, the Red Sea, the Gulf of Aqaba, the Nile River, the Amazon, and numerous other places.
What a background. I've always wanted, can you catch fish in the Red Sea? I mean, really?
Yes, you can. As a matter of fact, we look at Panama City, and we've got the white sand beaches. Okay. Well, the Red Sea, it's a hard type sand. It's more of a coral. And as you walk out, the water's shallow, and then it'll drop maybe 50 to 100 feet in a matter of about 50 yards.
Oh my goodness, that's exciting. Well, over the years, he sent pictures and all, and like I say, I realized right away what a good fisherman he was. So we've got we're going to talk about some of these pictures, and we're going to talk about all kinds of things later on, but let's start with these pictures. So Dennis, tell us this first picture right here. Tell us about it.
Okay, that was caught probably last year. It was caught on a boat with John Law. Okay. It's AJ.
Captain John Law.
Right.
All right.
Same boat, John Law. We go out with him twice a year, and then we go out on another boat once a year. That is a blackfin tuna.
Oh man. And the water, I always look at the water, it was a calm day.
It was a very calm day. It was so flat, you would think that you could walk on it.
That'll spoil you.
Real fast.
Man, look at this one.
Gag grouper. This was caught with the Wynn brothers. I think it was 60-some pounds, and it was a backbreaker.
That is a big one. Goodness gracious. Okay.
That's the same AJ.
Yeah, and I look at all rod and reels. You got them all set up.
Right.
Well, and that's a grouper, and then, whoa, what a pretty red snapper.
Large red snapper.
Man.
Put up a real good fight. Again, that was on John Law's boat.
That's fun going out there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially when you got a group of guys, I know most of them, y'all have a good time.
Yeah, most of them, you probably had them in school.
Yeah. We're going to talk about it in a minute. Now, here we're back. I remember your surf fishing pictures over the years. You were doing a good job out of the surf. Tell us about this one.
Yeah, that one was a black drum caught out of the surf. Took about 20 minutes to get in. And I caught it somewhere on probably 15-pound test line.
No way. Look, I see your rod. I always check out the setup. You got those perfect and all. How many rods do you put out?
Normally, I put out 3, and I'll keep one on my cart just in case something comes back.
As a backup?
As a backup.
All right. I love it. All right, here we go. You got
Pompano got my limit that day. Actually, I caught a few that I released, kept the larger ones.
That's an ice chest. I mean, that's a limit. That's right, perfect right there. Here we go. Look at here.
That's a permit.
Yep. You don't see a lot of those.
You don't see a lot, but I was lucky enough to get one that day.
All right.
Flounder, and the funny thing about that, I wasn't really planning on fishing. I was basically cleaning fish. They've got an area on Tender where you can clean fish. And I was throwing the guts in the water, and while I was there, I just decided to drop a line in there.
No way.
Yes.
Isn't it amazing how fishing is? Because you get in a situation sometimes you're really not planning to do that, and like you say,
right.
So you saw them swimming up, or?
No, I didn't see them. I just, the guts were in the water, and you could see other small fish swimming around, so I decided to drop down, and sure enough, the line bit, and a few minutes later, he was in my box.
Man, that's awesome. When you go out targeting fish, like surf fishing, you're looking for pompano, of course. Offshore fishing, we all grouper and snapper.
Grouper and snapper.
But when you don't really target one and catch one sort of accidentally, that's always just fun.
It is. And pretty much that's what got me into saltwater fishing, is you never know what you'll catch.
That's right. That's right. Okay, we're going to take a break, and we're going to be right back with Dennis Jarrell. Okay, welcome back. Our guest today, Dennis Jarrell, lives over in Callaway.
Live in Callaway.
And retired military and a fisherman extraordinaire. And it's proved it over the years. We've sent him the pictures and finally get him on the show. We're just so glad to have him. And we're talking about, fishing with your buddies and all. Right. Tell us about, you go with a group, like you showed some of the pictures, you go Captain John Law. I always know it was John Law, but Captain John. And John played ball at Moser, was a good football player, and ended up going into the fishing business. So who are some of the other guys you fish with?
Chris Knox. He's my mailman. Joe Wright, I met him through the Department of Juvenile Justice, which I'm also retired from there.
Okay. And Joe Wright was a fine football player, too.
Brian, a guy I met actually on the beach, Brian Harvey.
Okay.
And, another guy we call TJ. He's also retired military.
I was telling them next time they go out with John Law, I'm just going to ride with them and just film a show, because I know most of those guys, and they absolutely love fishing. So that's cool. We have some more pictures. I'm telling you, when he sent the pictures, he sent some good ones. Okay, here we go. We're talking about occasion we caught that flounder. Now, did you eat the flounder right away, or do you freeze the fish? How do you do it?
Flounder, my wife loves flounder.
Okay.
And they never make it to the freezer.
I understand.
Most of the time, she makes sushi out of them.
Oh, man.
Yes, it's very good.
That's cool. All right, check out this picture here. Here we go back to pompano. That's some good-sized pompano right there.
Actually, the one at the top is a permit.
That is? Yes. See, that's how close they are, folks. Look at there. See, I can't tell it. They got more yellow in it.
They both were approximately the same size, somewhere around 20 inches or so.
And then you look real close, you look at the blunt face, so look at the one up top, see how rounded it is, and then look at the pompano has more of a sharper nose area, and that's really, but if you look at them real quick, they look a lot like, they taste the same, don't they?
Pretty much so.
Can you tell the difference of them really?
No,
I couldn't either.
The two, I can't tell the difference. Now, my wife with the different snapper, she can tell you each one of them.
That's amazing. Okay, talk about the ice chest. We got put some fish in the ice chest. So tell us about this trip.
Off of the beach again, I do a lot of surf fishing. You can see there's a redfish in there. Looks like a black drum.
Yeah.
It's about 15, 16 inches. Some whiting, and it looks like a pompano or two.
Yeah.
I catch a variety of fish, and basically that's what got me into saltwater fishing, was the different varieties.
So many you can catch, yeah. I love this picture. Check it out. Tell us about this.
Good day out. Went out with my wife. She didn't stay that long. Just luckily the fish were biting good, but we got our limit probably within a couple of hours.
That's awesome.
Come back, we usually stop by the gym at Tyndall, sit in the sauna for a while, take a shower, and come on home and call it a day.
That's a good day.
Yeah, that's a very good day.
That's a good day. All right.
Another pompano off of the beach.
All right. That's a nice, nice redfish.
Redfish and the black drum, yes.
Yeah.
I put them there just to see the difference in the two. If you look at the bottom, you can see there's some pompano in there as well.
Oh, yeah. I've tried y'all folks, Dennis catches a lot of fish. I like the wheels on your cart. They're nice, big, they're nice to move around.
Yeah, I started off with just a wagon and was too cheap to buy a cart. And another guy that I fished with had a cart, and he walked off and left me. So I ended up getting a cart.
I know exactly what you mean. I was the same way for years. I'd get stuff and rig it up and
right.
5-gallon buckets here and all kinds of stuff.
Right.
And finally I broke down and said, I'm going to get me a good cart.
Right.
So I know exactly what you're talking about. All right, here's a good picture right here. That's a good one.
That's off of the beach again. Another good day with the pompano. In fact, I caught so many pompano through the years that people start calling me the Pompano Man.
The Pompano Man, I can see that. Look, here's another picture.
Another.
The Pompano Man. They fishing right out there at Tyndall or Crooked Island?
Usually Crooked Island.
Yeah.
I've gotten to where quite naturally 11 inches is legal keep size.
Yeah.
They're so close that I usually throw them back. I don't keep anything unless it's 12 and a half, 13 inches.
Good for you. All right, let's talk a little bit about, that's the pictures there. That's a great collection. Let's talk about a little bit about technique and what you use for bait and what do you attribute your success to over the years? So.
Okay, what I normally fish with is fresh shrimp.
Okay.
I use something for a backup. I always use fish bites, or I'll carry a rake with me and try to catch sand fleas, but never do I go out with one bite, just one bait. Fish sometimes are finicky, and one day they'll bite one something, and the next day they won't bite the same thing.
Isn't that crazy?
It is.
That's the exact way fishing is. What a great fishing tip right there. Have a variety of baits, freshwater and saltwater, of course. But the fresh bait, those shrimp, if you couldn't get but one bait, it's hard to beat fresh shrimp.
Another bait that people don't know much about is a ghost shrimp.
Okay.
Normally you'll find little holes in the surface of the water. Mm-hmm. I'll scoop them up with my hand or dig down and try to find them, and they really work.
We've talked about that before on the show. I've never done it much, but some people coming up with little vacuum tubes or something.
Yeah.
And, well, you're able to just go down there and get them?
Well, you get a few that way. You don't always get them, but yeah, that's my preferred method.
Well, and what you're doing is keeping it natural. That's a natural bait
right
there.
Right.
Shrimp
Whatever is there is always best.
Now, have you found yourself doing much fishing in the bay system, wade fishing, anything like that in the bays, or you stay in the surf most of the time?
I pretty much stay in the surf. Now, I have fished from Apalachicola all the way down to Biloxi, Mississippi.
Okay.
And
surf fish all along that area?
Surf fishing.
Cool.
Of course, I stop and visit friends and spend the night with them, and usually I'll give the fish to their wife.
Oh, cool.
I give away somewhere around 100 pounds of fish a year.
That's great, Dennis. That's great. Well, you know, when you're traveling like that and fishing in different places, have you found that one area, they all have fish, or one area is a little bit stronger than others? What have you found?
No. It's really learning the water. I look for the birds or breaks in the sand, dark spots where the water's deeper,
That's some great
rip currents and tides.
Over there toward Gulf Islands, all the way to here in Mobile, they fished that area pretty well. That area.
Slightly.
Okay, I fish a little bit. It's a really unique area too, but you got to know.
Pensacola Bridge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But like you say, you have to learn that water.
Right.
And you really do on each one of those trips. So.
Right. And I don't fish that area enough to really know the water. So with age, I've started staying a little closer to home.
I understand. Let's take our final break. We'll be right back with Dennis. Okay, welcome back. Sitting here with our guest this morning, Dennis Terrell, originally from Cincinnati, Ohio, but he's been down here 30 plus years, so he's one of us for sure. And fisherman extraordinaire, and we've watched the show for years, and we're glad to finally get him on the show. Let's take a look at our fishing game times right now, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. Our times, 8:48 to 10:48 this morning, and 9:20 to 11:20 tonight, which brings me to this point. You fish enough to know they sort of come in different. Their fishing times, they come in streaks, don't they?
They do. They do. Pretty much, I try to catch the tide, either the incoming or the outgoing. Now, actually, I prefer the incoming tide because I can still fish while the tide is in.
Yep. And these times here coincide with the tide movement in this area. So I've always believed in them, and I love having an experienced fisherman on the show and to talk about it, because they always say the same thing. Now, you have a wedding anniversary coming up. We're going to say a happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary to my wife, Young. We're coming up on our 51st wedding anniversary, the 25th of February.
That is awesome. Congratulations. So, I know y'all might go fishing on the anniversary. You better take it out of a nice place to eat first. Okay, now let's talk about, this is our last segment, let's talk about some of your techniques and equipment. Here's what got us hooked up about a couple weeks ago. He texted me, Coach, it's time to start getting those rod and reels ready, and we were talking about that.
Right,
so tell us about what you're doing.
Okay, basically, I take December and January, and I get all my rod and reels cleaned and oiled. Change the line out on them, and I color code my line.
Okay.
I use 12, 15, and 20, and each one is a different color, and when I take out a reel, I know what line I've got on.
That's a great idea.
When the fish are finicky, I go with the 12. Normally, I prefer the 15. And when the larger fish come in, the large bull reds, the black drum, the sharks, I go with the 20.
Okay.
Occasionally, you might miss one, but the number of bites you get with the lighter line is well worth it.
That's a good point right there. What about a leader? What kind of leaders do you put on, or do you?
I prefer monofilament.
Okay.
I've tried the braid, and for the first time using braid, I didn't really like it.
Yeah.
It didn't have the pull. And I felt like I was horsing the fish in when I really wasn't. So this year I'm changing back out to my monofilament.
Going to monofilament. That's interesting. I've heard this from some other folks too, along the same lines. They go back and forth, and I guess it's whatever you're comfortable with. Now, when you, like I say, when you're out there surf fishing, you set up three rods. You put them at you cast different distances?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Same old that everybody does. You throw one out as far as you can get it, one in the middle, and then one enclosed. In close, I try to look for the darkest area, which means it's the deeper area. Sometimes I wade out And when I wade out, the reason for my wading out is to see what's in the water. A lot of times people fish too far out. And when I wade out, a lot of times I see a lot of whiting, see flounder, and that lets me know I don't need to be out as far, so I'll bring my lines back in.
That's a great point right there. A lot of people don't do that. That's a great tip right there. When you were looking at different water situations, do you like to go early in the morning, middle of the day, late in the afternoon? What's your
I'm an early riser. I like to catch that morning just as the sun's coming up, or late evening.
Do you have some fishing buddies you run into out there a good bit? Do you have a group of y'all, or are you out there by yourself most of the time?
Occasionally there's a few guys out there, but I really enjoy being out there alone.
I understand.
It's relaxing. Sometimes I'll sit out there and nod a little bit, and occasionally a person will go by and they'll ask, "Hey, how you doing? What are you catching?" And that'll wake me up.
Yeah.
But it's really peaceful, and that's my relaxation.
That's great. So what's your plans for 2024 in your fishing calendar? What do you got coming up?
2024 February.
Okay.
It looks like it's going to be an early spring. So I've already gotten my reels oiled, the line changed on it. I've already put together my pompano rigs.
All right.
Now, a lot of people fish pompano rigs with 2-3 hooks. I only use one hook.
Only one hook? That's interesting.
I use one hook. I make my own pompano rigs.
Awesome.
Occasionally, I may put 2 on it, but my preference is the old Carolina rig.
Yeah. Well, next time you get a chance, send me a picture while you rig up, and I will show it to people you're talking about.
I'd be glad to.
So you use different hook sizes, or you pretty well stay about the same size hook?
Normally I use a 1 or a 2.
Okay.
Pompano, normally a 1 is good. The larger pompano, I'll go to a 2, or the redfish, I'll use a 2. Bait, the smaller bait is always better.
Yep.
I started off, didn't know much about surf fishing, and I would use a whole shrimp. And I was getting pecked, but not bringing fish in. So I went to half, and I started catching fish. And then I said, well, if half is doing a fairly good job,
there you go.
What will a third do?
Just getting out there, not learning on the internet, going out there by yourself and learning how to do it by trial and error. And that's how you do it.
That's how I've done it.
Yeah.
I can take a medium shrimp and bait 3 hooks with it.
I love it. That's good.
And I don't miss a fish.
I love it. You watched Panhandle Outdoors for a good while, haven't you?
Yeah, I watch your show every morning. In fact, I even tape it.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate it. And I told you we're going to run out of time, but man, what a great show. Some great pictures. And I love having a fisherman like you come on the show and talk about all the good things you're doing.
Well, I've enjoyed being here with you, and hopefully you'll have me back again.
We will. You go out there and catch some more fish and send those pictures, and we'll come back in a couple of months and get a tune-up on what's going on.
That sounds good to me.
Appreciate it. Thank you all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. Always appreciate your viewership. You do something good today for someone else. Enjoy the outdoors, take care of it, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.